start the recording. So thank you, you all for making time this evening, and it's a fantastic time again when we launched a new cohort. So basically this session is very brief. First will be just to get to introduce you to the faculty so that you're able to know who are going to work with you in this journey. Secondly, we are going to take you through the platforms that you're going to use, which have got the key learning resources. And thirdly, also get to know you. We can get to introduce ourselves and also get to know each other. So last in first, so wanted just to start with a round of introductions. And maybe to start us off, I would like to request, I know Philip was the first one in, and then Judith, and then Teresia. So in that order, maybe we can start introducing ourselves.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Philip. I'm a student at the University of Nairobi.
All right. Yeah, what are you studying, Philip?
MBA in management science.
Management science, okay. And what is your interest in data science?
That's the area of big data, because my projects around big data.
All right, so you're doing your thesis around big data, yeah?
I'm yet to start.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so this is a good time to start interacting with the theory as you develop your abstract. So I'm sure you'll be able to get the right footing. Karibu sana,
okay.
And we look forward to have you on board.
Thank you.
Yeah. Judith?
Good evening. My name is Judith Onyango. I have pursued BBIT, though I did not complete because of the COVID. I was supposed to complete it this year.
Okay.
I have, my background is in analytics. I've been a business intelligence analyst at Airtel, both in the marketing department and Airtel Money. So I'm in the data and I still want to do more of data. That's why I've joined this course.
Yeah, that's good. And at least you're in this, you're in the safe space. I think the fact that you've been in analytics, you are going to be witness enough that a lot has changed in that profession, and it's good and encouraging to see you joining us to learn more about how to reposition yourself in the career in the career path.
Yeah, thanks.
Sana? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then Teresia.
Hi, I'm Teresia. I have a background of applied statistics with computing as my undergrad. Currently, I'm a junior analyst at Dalberg Research.
Right.
Looking forward to learn a lot.
Yeah. Thank you, Teresia and Karibu Sana. So this is the right tools you need to excel in your industry. I think the research industry has been traditionally data-driven, and you are way ahead in terms of adopting data-driven decisions and also monetizing of the data. So we look forward to give you extra tools that you can use alongside the tools that you have. Yes, the next one was John.
Hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is John Kibathi. I work as a consultant in financial services, so mostly consulting for banks and microfinance companies. So my background is in banking and finance. Why I'm here, it's basically for upskilling, specifically to upskill in the area of being able to build complex credit scoring models and impairment provisioning models. So I look forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you, John, and thanks for setting that challenge early enough and being very focused in what you're looking to attaining. And just to give you an idea of what these tools are capable of. So those two key problems that John has mentioned are some of the very innovative tools that we use Python to solve: availability of data, and the changing industry environment where regulatory compliance is being pursued in the financial sector. IFRS 9 and IFRS 17, key rules that are governing the industry. So I think John is very, very clear on what he wants to gain from this, and I'll be happy to see that that objective will be met within the set duration of this course.
Thank you.
Yeah, karibu sana. Yeah, so next is Gitau. Then after Gitau will be Kappa.
Hi everyone, my name is Gitau. I was invited just to join and listen in by Eric Gitonga, who I think is one of your colleagues.
Yes,
I'm an economist by training, so I just want to listen in for now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We look forward, and yeah, we hope to get enough conviction to convince you that economists actually do need Python to build their models. Yeah. Yeah. So karibu. Next is Casper. Casper, you're not audible. Maybe your screen. Maybe your mic is it's not muted though. Casper, will you give you some time to sort out your sound as we go to Titus, then we'll come back.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Titus Minor. I'm a researcher focusing on economic development, law, and finance. So the reason why I'm taking this course is because we are now focusing on projects around data and politics. So I think it's going to be quite insightful to understand more when it comes to data science.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Titus. So I'm sure we look forward to see how to use data in policy. And karibu sana, and enjoy. You're going to enjoy the journey. Yeah. Yeah. So Casper, you are ready? Casper, are you ready? Maybe he might have stepped out of away from his machine. Yeah. So we'll go to Catherine Gasheru.
Hi, hello, Timothy and everyone.
Hi.
Actually, it's Catherine Gaderu, not Gasheru.
Oh, Gaderu, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
So I've worked predominantly in FMCGs and mostly in financial planning and analysis. So most of my financial modeling has been based using Excel. So now I'm looking to expand my knowledge on what other tools are there for data visualization as I look into getting into more influence and impact in the commercial finance space.
Yeah. Thank you for being very specific about that. Financial modeling is one of the key tools that we use Python for. And you'll be finding it easy to just migrate your models from Excel to Python and even widen your base of models that you'll be exposing the different data sets to. Because as we'll be showing you that Python can be used to analyze both structured and unstructured data. Yeah, so you're in for exciting times. So I look forward to see that transformation happening to your career. Karibu. Yeah. Next is
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Casper, yes, you're back. Yeah, we can.
I think my microphone had a problem. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so I said my name is Casper, and I'm also here, like I think Timothy or somebody who said to upscale and to learn more in terms of data. My background is in statistics and finance, and I do deal with data on day-to-day basis. So I just want to learn more in terms of also dashboards and more of modeling, because that's my area. I do lots of modeling and statistics, and mainly research in financial economics. So I want to learn more how to expound on this. Yeah.
Thank you. Karibu Caspar, and that's a very good career trajectory that you've set for yourself. Yeah, because I think, as you see, for you to move to the next stage, you need to change the tools that you're using, and that will give you more choice and more competitiveness in the career market. So I look forward. Yeah. So next is Chege.
Okay. Hi, team and everyone else. Okay, my name is Chege. And I think I was invited by Eric and mostly listening in, but my intention is, I think life has caught up with me. I've been putting Python on hold forever.
Okay.
And the kind of projects I'm getting into more or less centered around working with Python. I started working with a new ERP that is based off Python. So it means it's finally caught up with me, and I just have to get into the thick of things.
Yeah. All right. Good, and we look forward to having you on board, Chege. So you are more welcome than today. But over and above today, we look forward to having you on board in this cohort. Yeah, so feel welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Then we have Eddie. Yeah, Eddie, if you can hear us, it's your turn.
Hi, team and everyone.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Eddie Waweru. Well, I'm a wildlife photographer. Was invited by Gitonga. I'm just here to listen in and know what data science is all about.
Yeah. Karib, what's your professional background?
I've been in software development, but took a break kidogo, but in wildlife photography now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Karibu, what I think we'll be able to share the way you can be able to build your passion and convert your passion to profits using the same skills that we are learning. So feel welcome. Yeah. We have Alan. If you can hear us, it's your turn.
Yeah, okay, my name is Alan. I'm pursuing economics and finance, basically econometrics, whereby, as you know, econometrics, we deal with models, and I decided to blend my econometrics with data science. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what level are you pursuing it?
Yeah, at degree level.
At degree level, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Karibu, this is actually the right time to start learning a new skill. So as you shape your theoretical background, you're able to build also your career into the right future to ensure that you start in the right footing.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Yeah, so I think there was one other person who's joined. Apart from my colleagues, I was saying, is it Dan? You've introduced yourself, yeah?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I came in late. So my name is Duncan, and I'm here to listen in and probably join the class of July for data science. I work for an NGO in the Department of Monitoring and Data, but I focus mainly on data and monitoring. I'm interested in data science basically for visualization. We have the data, we have everything, but we want to present in a manner that is that can really bring out can help the managers in decision making and also in day-to-day running for the organization. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dan, and we welcome you as a guest, and we look forward to actually having you on board in the next session as a fully enrolled member of this cohort. All right. So there's one who's assigned an user avatar. I don't know whether you can hear me or you're part of our team. You can introduce yourself. Okay, so I think maybe you're not able to connect on the mic. We'll give you time. You just wave when you're ready. But this time I wanted to welcome my colleagues to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Mary, and then Fiona, and then Eric. And there's one more called Ernest. He'll be joining us in the course of this. So Mary, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, good evening, team. My name is Mary. I work with Predictive Analytics Lab. I've interacted with the majority of you since I've been making calls. And basically, I've specialized in information science. And at Predictive, I'm in charge of content management. And I'm also the blogger and the digital marketer of the group. Thank you for coming, and we hope to have
Okay. All right, welcome.
a nice time with you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. Fiona, you can introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's nice to have everyone on board. Welcome everyone, even for those who are just listening in, welcome. I hope I'm going to be among the people taking you on this journey. I hope we're going to have a good enough time. Most of you sound like you have statistical backgrounds. That's a good start. The other thing that you might find is a bit of coding, just a bit of it. So I think I'd like to tell you as early as now, be ready to get your coding skills ready, but I promise it's not going to be much. And at the end of the day, it's the bigger picture of how it's going to assist you with your career, etc., etc. But looking forward to take you guys on this journey. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Fiona. And next is, we have some two guests who joined, Jackson and John. So maybe you may introduce yourselves.
This is John. I had introduced myself earlier.
Okay, John, thanks. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jackson? Yeah. Jackson, you can hear? Okay, maybe you'll wave when you're ready. Your mic has a problem. We're not able to hear you. Yeah. Eric, it's your turn now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Gitonga with Predictive Analytics, training and also developing part of the course content. And we'll be taking you through some of the sessions in conjunction with my colleagues. Background is engineering, got into a bit of photography, but now getting more into data science. Looking forward for the interacting with you people for the next 12 weeks or so. Welcome to the course.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so very quickly, just to introduce myself again, I'm Timothy Uriedo. I'm the founder and CEO of Predictive Analytics Lab. My career journey has spanned different careers. My undergraduate degree is in mathematics, just as most of you have got a degree in statistics. And I went to work in the media industry for 14 years, my last two roles being as a head of digital at Citizen, where we used data to launch new products such as Viusasa and Shabiki. Before that, I was at Nation Media Group, where I was a general manager for radio. And again, we used data to divest out of the business I was managing. So I've been surrounded by data through and through. I wear different hats. I'm a chartered marketer by the Chartered Institute of Marketing. So I speak marketing language. At the same time, I've got a degree in leadership, yeah, and also a PhD in corporate governance. So I hope my interaction with you is going to be two-faced. So first, to look at the technical side of things, and then secondly, to encourage you as you move into the application of data into business with your corporate backgrounds, and also in doing your research in your academic areas, and then also in consulting with the experience that I've learned in the last 3 years of the journey in entrepreneurship with predictive analytics. So besides that, I'm an executive coach. So I coach at the Strathmore Business School. And I'm also a lecturer, an adjunct lecturer in digital strategies at USIU. And then I also run different training programs. Today, the whole morning, I was training Kenya Association of Manufacturers Executives on retail analytics. And we are still running the training tomorrow. And I'll also be speaking in 2 events tomorrow afternoon. So I'm sure I send the links on the group and you can join in those 2 events that I'll be speaking. So I think we're going to learn more about each other in this journey. It's always exciting to have a new cohort coming to join. This is the 11th cohort, and specifically the 3rd one since COVID started. So I think this marks a very important milestone for us because when COVID started, we had just moved into our new labs, and we had just done our first month, then COVID hit. And we thought, wow, so this is a quite timely predicament. How are we gonna meet the expectations we had of sharing knowledge? Because we conceived Python to be a technical subject that we, in a way that we structure our trainings and our instruction, it's always face-to-face. But I think when we were thrown in the deep end, we sat with the team and we were able to design different interventions that have been able to see the transition from face-to-face to online learning quite seamless. We are finding more satisfaction from the students. There's a particular cohort 8 was caught halfway. So they did 3 sessions on face-to-face, then they did the rest online. Their experiences, they're saying that they've had a better experience with the online learning. And I guess more so, the same experiences and the discussions you hear about working from home, changing the narrative about how we work and how we deliver how we deliver our products to different segments of the markets virtually. So I think this is a new way of life. I'd like to encourage you not to feel constrained. We still have our labs open. If you want some physical space to come and sit and work, just you're welcome. You're on Madonna House in Westlands, right opposite Soin Arcade. Yeah, so we've shared with you the brochure about a profile of organizations. You've also done your due diligence. You've spoken around to your friends. So I'm pretty much sure you are very familiar with what we deal in. Yeah, but just to give you a snapshot so that for emphasis sake, and allow me to share the same profile that we had forwarded to you on email. So first we have our lab located in Kenya and in South Africa, in Johannesburg. So we service clients in these 2 markets. So we have physical presence in these 2 countries. So once in a while, we have exchange of talent. Just today, we were working with a client from South Africa who's we are deploying a system for them. It's a bank. We do cross-pollinate the talent. There are strengths that we have in this side that we serve that market with. So it's a good thing that you're joining because we're always looking for extra talent to help us in this. So this is our partners, Mapper. So I'll speak a bit about Mapper. Mapper is a big data engineering vendor. So he's the one who distributes the Mapper software. So we are the official vendors in East Africa. We supply the software and then also we provide the certified training. So it's a very specialized training. When your company buys that software, we're the ones who are sending to go and train. There's Kaggle. So Kaggle will be showing you how to register on Kaggle. It's a platform for data scientists. We're also the official partners in East Africa for this platform. And we host a series of events and hackathons. The competitions that you see running virtually, we had also planned to do a physical competition here sometime in November, but because of COVID, things will change. There's also Dataiku, which is a software company that also does trainings and certifications. There's Digital Frontiers Institute, which specializes in financial fintech education. Yeah, so we are the official certification partners. And then there's NITA, National Industrial Training Authority. This is a Kenyan-owned training regulator, which regulates training to professionals who are working, such as yourselves. So the difference with NITA and TVET, so TVET targets diploma and certificate level. So learners who've just finished high school. NITA targets professionals who are already working. So the beauty with NITA is if your organization agrees to sponsor you or agree to refund your money that you've paid, if they're contributing to NITA, they'll also get refunded what money you spent here. So as you plan ahead, see that you're able to utilize the available resources. We also offer, our certificate will be NITA endorsed. So we'll give you a certificate that has a NITA seal on it. Yeah, so these are how our clients mapping look like. Yeah, so you can see the regional representation in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa, and Rwanda. And the products that we offer those markets, so training. Yeah, so the training in 3 areas: technical, industry, and vertical. Of course, what you're doing now is on the technical vertical, which is introduction to data science. There's a long list of other trainings there, including data engineering, data governance, open data, decision science, anthropology, SQL, and blockchain that we offer. So depending on your interest and need, yeah, just be able to consult and be able to fit you in a cohort that has already enrolled for that course. In the industry vertical as well, many of you have heard are coming from the financial sector. So we have a banking analytics course, some coming from a manufacturing background, there's that. We have also insurance background, we have insurance analytics. So this can be blended with the technical course. So when you learn Python, it's very general. So Python, now you need to know how to apply Python in banking, Python in manufacturing, or Python in healthcare. So there are special modules that will give you for that. Then there's also professional vertical, HR, finance, marketing, sales, actuaries, statisticians, researchers. So all the different professional verticals that we belong. Once you've grounded yourself in Python, then again, we can tweak that training or the modules that you work with, specifically work, for example, something we call HR analytics. So HR analytics concerns itself with the HR professionals who are willing to use data to make decisions. And you'll start seeing jobs being advertised for HR analytics professionals, HR or people analytics. Yeah, so right now there's a job, I don't know whether we shared on the group, but there's a job by Safaricom. They're advertising for HR analytics position, which is the first time they're advertising that. So it shows you new jobs are coming up. Same to finance, there's a finance analytics. Again, this also looks at 2 sides. There is a derivative finance for dealing with the stock market, calculating the derivative markets. There's also the finance, the traditional accounting and bookkeeping that we encourage the professionals to move in, because a lot of it is being automated. And then supply chain also, procurement processes are being automated, and we are seeing a lot of use of the same Python tool to solve those problems. Yeah, so this is just how this is mapped. In total, we have over 80 modules that run under each of these units. So as we continue this journey, yeah, we'll be sharing with you and expanding a lot more of how you can be able to develop your career map and journey based on that. So the second service that we provide is data strategy and advisory consulting. So the first one being infrastructure. You realize that most of the organizations that we represent still have immature data maturity level. So they don't have, for example, storage facilities. They don't have the right infrastructure and the policies. So for you, before you launch policies, for example, last year we had the data protection law, which was signed by the president in November. It calls in for a recalibration of our business and IT policies. So for example, if there's an infringement on one of the policies of the data protection, then your company faces a litigation. You also, as a data scientist, you need to insulate yourself from that risk. So we have a manual that we've developed for you specifically to see that you are protected from inherent risk. Yeah. So if there's a breach of data that you're handling, or you misuse some client information, you need to be aware that there are repercussions. So we always prepare you for that in this course so that you don't find yourself in the wrong side of the law. And also we prepare your organizations at large. Yeah. IT infrastructure audits and big data readiness. So the systems we use in big data are completely different. Starting with things like Python. Python is open source, but we've worked with a client in Tanzania that was paid 18 million Kenya shillings for Python. Yeah. So there's a scrupulous vendor actually who went and put the system under some under the website and said, give them some keys to download, yet they were downloading for on cloud. So we always make that awareness to organizations that we work with. What are the open source technologies? How do they secure them? And also develop data governance on the laws of how data is handled, who handles it, and whenever there's a breach, how is it handled? Yeah. So the other side that we consult is business, fourth industrial revolution, business strategy, platform business model engineering, just enabling businesses develop platforms such as Uber, Airbnb, which demands a recalibration of the IT infrastructure, a recalibration of the business ecosystem. So we have consumer-facing apps. What data are those apps collecting? How are they engineered to address the problems of the user, or the consumer? And what systems are they using? So you find new emerging, for example, those ones for you from a programming background, you find new programming languages such as Swift, which have been developed by Airbnb, have been made to be open source. So we are finding changes in how mobile apps are being developed, and this is what we help companies do. Lastly, talent, which is of importance to you. We are data science, talent recruitment, and management. So in the course of this training, we'll be asking you to create profiles. There's a portal that you'll be posting your profiles. And the reason for doing that is that's a marketplace for employers to come and select talent that they think are relevant for their jobs. So once that is done, what we'll be doing is we'll be preparing you for the job market. How we do it is we coach you. We tell you what questions to expect in the interview, how to answer those questions, how to build your brand. That building of brand, it starts today. So there's some certain expectations that we'll expect you to do from today going forward that will already starting your journey and identity as a data scientist. So we'll be showing you that, how that starts. But then again, just remember that when you come to this lab, it goes way beyond just the learning in class. Talent outsourcing, we have a consulting unit. So if you feel like your strength is gravitating more towards consulting and not being employed, please enroll as a consultant. Every time we get jobs, we can be able to assign you some of those jobs on short-term basis. We also do hackathons. We have our lab represented in 7 universities, which we call the 4IR club, campus clubs. So students registered, they come and participate in competitions. We give them scholarships, some to come and attend this course, and others, we give them goodies. We give them internships in the companies that we work with. There's also another one, data reculturalization, building new cultures within companies. E and F is about benchmarking and helping companies to start achieving the data dream. So for example, with our lab in South Africa, we arrange for corporate executives such as CEO and board members to go and visit established companies in South Africa or in Dubai or in Europe to see how they've adopted data strategy, engagement and evangelism. So we give talks. So a lot of things that I do, like tomorrow afternoon, I'm giving 2 talks, to key different audiences. So the first audience is UN Habitat. The second audience is AI, deep learning, which is for talent and mentorship. So we do a lot of this evangelism. Then also we want to encourage you to do that. So the moment you enter into our lab, you're an evangelist already for data. Right from your profile, every time you sit in meetings, make sure you've mentioned the word data 3 or 4 times, even if it's a bit forced, but just people start noticing something different about you. The third thing that we do is softwares. So we have a long list of softwares. You'll have access to this to play around with. So some of them we've developed privately for clients, so they may not be able to be accessed, but we have the logic. We build them purely on Python. So there's nothing different that you're going to do that we have not tried before and implemented. So everything that we're teaching you is implementable. Yeah, it's application based. All these things that we're talking here, risk and fraud pattern, customer churn, telecom network optimization, price engineering, we have existing softwares that do that. HR analytics, supply chain analytics, all those are softwares. Yeah. Yeah, so these are technologies we use. So you will encounter the libraries within Python. Yeah, so some of them are in the stage of, some of them are enterprise, some are open source. Yeah, some are for storage, some are for processing, some are for deployment. So you'll start getting used to those words and knowing which technology works where. Yeah, so every time you see this chart, you'll be able to know what's Cassandra for. Yeah, when I'm doing big data distribution, voice, image, and video analysis. Yeah, what is AWS for? It's a storage cloud platform. Yeah, what is Oracle for? What is Postgre for? PyTorch. Yeah, so you'll start getting used to these logos, and you'll be able to, when you see them somewhere, you know exactly what they mean. Yeah, we provided some quick links for you here. You can be able to interact with. This is some gallery of our previous cohorts. Yeah, both in Kenya and outside. And I hope that gives you a brief introduction about ourselves. Any questions? You feel free also to type there if you've got any question, and I'll be very much happy to give you the insights. Yeah, so I wanted just to share with you how the journey looks like. I will share the right thing. Yeah, so this is how the journey looks like for you in data science. So we'll be tracking your development in 3 dimensions. So the first dimension will be the technical dimension of coding. The second dimension is on business application. And the third dimension is on branding. So how are you branding yourself as an individual so that by the end of this course, you're able to position yourself competitively in the job market? You realize that actually having the Python skills is one thing, and branding yourself correctly is what will make you derive the dividends from your skill. So we don't take it for granted, and that's what we do here. So month 1, yeah, understanding data science and getting started with Python. So that's what you'll do with pandas and Numpy. Month 2, Python and visualization. So you'll be doing visualization in month 2. Yeah. In the branding side, you'll start joining data science communities. We'll give you links of communities to join, both on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp, and Telegram, and Slack. We'll have on the second month, a checklist to have before you start big data, and as you do it, so that checklist is already here. The benefits of getting to big data, also as you look at machine learning, linear regression, logistic, decision tree, and naive Bayes, and some bit of neural networks. So the first 12 weeks will be very intense. They'll be looking into that. But however, we encourage you to continue with the learning path. So either you can continue learning by yourself from month 4, because we've already laid for you the foundation. Yeah, or we have an extension program called the Intermediate Data Science. Yeah, that is 16 weeks that you can continue with from here. Yeah, so we hope that by the time we finish month 3, you'll be able to have grounded yourself on the technical skills. But on the coaching side, what we're going to do today, for example, is joining these communities like GitHub, Kaggle. Yeah, we're going to subscribe to data science newsletters. We start profile and resume building, writing blogs, participating in hackathons. So all these are going to be things that you're going to do. We're going to expect you to speak in data science events. So usually sometimes I'm invited to go and speak in another topic, and then I'm booked double, so we can invite you. This training that we are doing tomorrow and today, for example, for Kenya Association of Manufacturers, if you're good in one area, you come, I'll give you a slot, yeah, and actually we pay you, yeah, for training. So those are the kind of brand building activities that we expose you to, yeah. Yeah, the skills continue. You see things like computer vision, natural language processing. The more you spend time learning them, the more you become an expert. We'll also show you how to apply for jobs, internships, how to even go for the interviews, how to identify the jobs. So it's a full enriching process. Yeah. So I think that's the view. I'm just summarizing. There's a question here from John. He's seeking to know, is knowledge of Python a requirement? What happens if someone has no coding? Yeah. So actually, 80% of the students who join our program have zero exposure or zero experience with coding. So it's not really a requirement. Yeah. So feel free to come with a, we call it tabula rasa in philosophy, with an empty mind. Yeah. And then we'll put knowledge into it. Yeah. So don't have any expectation in terms of any background. We will start from scratch and we'll hold your hands to learn seamlessly. Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you now is the platform that you'll use for learning. And this part I wanted to give to Eric. Eric, you're there?
Yes.
Okay, are you able to share your screen? Then you take them through lab.predictive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so as Eric is I think I've enabled multiple participants to share. You also received notification on joining a 4IR club. Yeah, so we'll be also tracking your participation in some of those events on the 4IR. Yeah.
Okay.
So Eric, you can proceed.
Okay, so the main site you'll have in managing your process during the course is lab.predictiveanalytics.co.ke. It's free to register. You can just go there and register for an account. When you get into the system, there are going to be various things that will be available to you on here. So we shall first go, once you're in, you can just come in and fill in your profile, and you put in whatever details you want on there that other people are going to get to know you more about with in your journey. So when we're talking about branding, those are some of the things that you start with. Then these courses which list the various offerings that we have on here. The one we're going to focus on is Python, which is going to be the main thing that will take you through these next 12 weeks. The first part, the module overview and pre-module preparation, this is what you're doing now in the course of this week, so that by Saturday, you're already set up and the interface is all set, ready to go to begin the class. So you'll work in conjunction with myself, with Mary, probably with Fiona, with Ernest, and we'll guide you on how to set up the software that you need, which is called Anaconda. It's a system that has various integrated development environments that we shall use in taking you through the programming course. And the main one out of that, what you're going to use is what is called Jupyter Notebooks, which is where we'll do all our coding, all our inputting of the files that we're going to be using, the data files, the visualizations, and all these in the course between now and Saturday, you should be able to get instructions on how to set it up. So as Tim has mentioned, the modules will first start with Introduction to Python, which will probably cover maybe the first couple of weeks or so. Then after that, we now go into libraries that are specialized packages put together to perform various tasks. In this case, for data science, we have a number of libraries, and we'll start off with Numpy, which is like the foundation-based library. And Numpy is a numerical, mathematical library. It's for mathematical coding. And a lot of the data analysis you do there's a lot of mathematics that is underneath all that. But the good thing about the libraries is that they have been put together such that you don't have to know the specific mathematics of whatever it is you're working on. Wrappers have been put around them so that you're just given a series of commands that we shall teach you, which then behind the scenes performs the mathematics for you. So if you don't have a heavy mathematical background, that should not make you worry. You won't be exposed to a lot of deep mathematics. A lot of the libraries we use will shield that from you. So we start with Numpy. Then from there we go now to Pandas. Pandas is going to be the mainstay of the course. Almost everything you do will revolve around Pandas because it's what you use to read in the data. It is what you use to clean the data. It's what you use to load other libraries that help you visualize the data. So we'll dwell a lot on this one as well. Once we are done with those ones, we go into visualization. And there are 3 libraries that we shall look at. So there's Matplotlib, there's Seaborn, and finally we shall end up with one called Plotly. And each of them has got their pros and cons, and will teach you the basics for each of them and give you what the advantages are for using one over the other. And for a lot of these tools, it usually comes down to a judgment call, what it is you're trying to do, what your end goal is, and that now informs what tool is best to use for what you're trying to do. Once we are done with that first portion, we'll now go into the machine learning phase. So with that, big chunk of your work is going to be in cleaning your data. They usually say that up to about 80 to 90% of the time is spent on just cleaning data. That's why we start with the initial phase of Python and then Numpy and then Pandas. And you'll find even after you have gone through some steps and you've done your exploratory analysis with the data, that you might still get to a later stage and you realize that there's still some issues with it. And so you go back ahead and you go back and now do a bit more cleaning. But once you've gotten your data in a particular state that it's now usable to model, now that's when you go into machine learning. And the library that we're going to use for that is called scikit-learn. And from scikit-learn, we're going to do linear regression and logistic regression. From that, we shall then move on to decision trees, and we shall finally finish this part of the course with random forests. So these are all different algorithms for doing machine learning, and at the time, you'll be explained to what each of them means. So that's it for what the course looks like in a bit more detail. The other tab I want to highlight is the resources tab. And resources, we have different items on here. Tim mentioned personal branding. So we have a list of, we encourage you to have accounts if you don't already have accounts. LinkedIn, and we'd encourage you to also share with us your LinkedIn profile so that we can follow you and you can also follow us. And there are a number of people that we can also provide LinkedIn who are big on data science and post a lot, and I've got very insightful material. Some of them even tutorials. Some of them have webinars. In fact, after these, I'm attending one that one of the people I'm following on LinkedIn is going to be showing from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So if you're interested, we can talk after this and I'll give you the details of how to join that. So there's LinkedIn, there's GitHub. On GitHub, it's useful for tracking your code. Anytime you're working on programs, on software, GitHub is very good in that it tracks the changes for you. So that if you have your maybe 2-3 versions down the road and something breaks, then you can go back to GitHub if you've been using it consistently, and you can know at which point your software did not break, and you can go back to that point and start working on it again. Kaggle, Steve has mentioned we are partners of Kaggle. So Kaggle is used for a lot of data science projects, and they are heavy on machine learning, but you can also do even the simpler tasks of just exploratory data analysis. Kaggle is required in that one of the requirements of the class is you're going to be making a presentation to the rest of the students. And we shall introduce you to one of the data sets that we use from Kaggle. And the expectation is that you you'll use the tools that we have taught you to come up with a presentation, to come up with an analysis, and to come up with recommendations, conclusions, and observations, which you're supposed to share with the rest of the students. And as a way to also recommend to the owner of the data set on maybe their strategy or what they should do or how they should move and things like that. Data Science Central is a website that is full of resources. It has blogs, it has tutorials, it has lists of resources. One of the resources, there's a list of books that are free to access. It's free to join, so I highly encourage you to get onto it and set up an account and just go through it and see what is out there. And some of the contributors also have like various data science projects that they work on and they share with people. So you can go through and see what how to structure a data science project. There is also KD Nuggets, which is similar to Data Science Central. It's again a resource site, different articles, different tutorials, and highly encouraged to go on there and just browse through and see what it has to offer. Medium, we also encourage you to get onto Medium, because part of what we encourage you to do is write about data science. As Tim has mentioned, being data evangelists, so what better way than writing about your journey? You could probably set up a blog that will help you, that will sort of serve as a journal in your journey in data science and your how you're learning it, the challenges you're facing and how you're overcoming that challenge. And I want to go to one of them. Yeah, so Towards Data Science is a subdomain within Medium that is specifically for data science articles. You can go on here and look at various articles that have been contributed by different people. And the articles go from the basics, beginner level tutorials to some very advanced level tutorials. So you get the whole gamut of articles and that will help you at whatever level of the learning scale you're on. So Anaconda is the platform that we are going to be using, and you shall get email instructions on how to download it for your machine and how to set it up so that by the time you begin class, it'll be ready to go. And I'll just give you a very brief overview of what it looks like. Give me a second. So the main Anaconda page that you come to, once you've installed it and you've set it up and you run it, you will run the module called Jupyter Notebook, and that's what we are going to use for a lot of the projects that we'll be working on. So just to give you an idea, a glimpse of what it looks like once you get into it. Going through the coding, it'll open up a page that's loading just now. If anyone has any questions as I'm going along, feel free to ask. Okay, that's taking, oh yeah, there you go. So this is what it looks like. And basically it's just different cells where you put in the code and you have it run and it, you can see the output immediately. That's the good thing about it. Somebody had asked whether you needed background experience in Python. And as Tim had mentioned, you don't, because we'll take you from scratch. But the beauty about this platform that we shall use is that you see your output immediately, and any errors that come up will be displayed for you immediately. For example, like here we have an error and it shows you what the error is. And so you're better able to understand what's going on, and we shall guide you through all these things. So we go back to predictive. So that's that for the building of the personal brand. So there are a number of people that we provide for you to follow. And when you go to the inflation people to follow, you'll get a list of some of them on here. Some of them are on LinkedIn, some of them run their own personal blogs. And a lot of these people are people who have been heavily involved in data science for a period of time. And so they have a lot of wealth of information to share with you. We also have a list of people to follow on Twitter, on KD19, and all these will provide very helpful guidance in your journey. We also have a number of resources. We've got a number of data science books that you can download from the website. These are all books that are free to use. So we just provide a link for you where you can get them from. We've got a number of data sets you can go through and work with. We just had the census last year, so we've provided a link to that data in a format that you can read in and start working on immediately, because it had been released in PDF format. So we went ahead and extracted that data into a readable format, CSV or Excel files that you can load in and read immediately. Provide a number of articles that you can look at, a number of tools here, different KPIs, there's sales. Tim had mentioned that there are different aspects of data science. So you can look at some of the tools on, whether it's sales or on employee KPI, finance, customer, HR surveys. Then some of the presentations that we have given at maybe different conferences or different training situations. And also a bunch of more resources that you can go through, blog posts, podcasts, and things like that that you can explore. We also have documentaries. There's actually a dedicated site for documentaries, and we encourage you to watch them, because everything that we list on here is in one way or another involved with data. And so this will give you an idea of what is going on out there in the world of data science. So whether it is things speculating about what the future is going to look like, what the reality is now, or even historical, where we've come from. So these are a lot of, some of them are even based on personalities that are big in the data world. Like for example, there's one, I don't see it on here, but we've got a few, maybe, pardon?
Which one is that?
The Facebook one.
Oh, The Great Hack.
Yes, The Great Hack, The Great Hack.
Okay, so it's on Netflix, so yeah.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, whatever you don't have here, we'll give you links to where you can find them, because a lot of these are those ones that you can find easily online. So again, recommend you to go through this. Our sessions, we conduct them on Zoom, as you can see on here. And so we have, once you set up and you come to meetings, you'll be able to see the meetings that have been scheduled for the week coming up, and you can join the meeting from this link. We also provide meeting recordings that have happened in the past. And what will happen is that after a session, we'll just send you the password, but we also have a YouTube channel dedicated to course recordings. So we'll share that with you as well. In the event you want to review material, or in case you miss a session and you want to catch up, then there's always these recordings to go back to and use it to catch up. I think that's it for now, unless I'm missing anything else, Tim.
No, I think that's enough for a start. I know it's 8:30. We do want to keep them waiting for long. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I think you mentioned the class starts at 9 to 12 on Saturday.
Yes, it's 9 to 12 on Saturday. Sometimes you might go slightly beyond 12, but start time is 9 a.m.
Yeah. All right.
And then also something else to mention, after each class, we shall be assigning an exam. We have an exam portal, and you're highly encouraged to attempt those exams. Something that we are also going to start doing is that after each session and after a number of you have done exams, we shall have maybe 2 or 3 different time slots in the course of the week where you shall meet with one of us to go over any material that may have been confusing from the previous lesson. So because there's usually a lot to cover and we might not have enough time to go into great depth and detail during the 3 hours scheduled, then this extra session will be for you to ask any questions where you need greater examples or greater guidance, and also to go over the assessment material, so that in case there are any questions that you might have had a difficulty in answering, then we can use this session to go over that and maybe to clarify some concepts behind that question. That's it from me.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Eric. So maybe just to open the floor for questions. There's John is asking when the when the classes start. So they start this Saturday, the 27th. Alan?
Hi,
Yes.
Hi, Timothy.
Yes,
I have a
please.
question. This is
Yeah.
Catherine.
Yes,
We got
Catherine.
an email on the various websites. I mean, do I call them websites or various pages to log on? Yeah, and the
Yes.
exam one, I got stuck. I was wondering, who can I reach out to?
Or for the exam one, just reach out to me, because that one I need to register you and then have you activate the account once I have registered you. So you can
Oh,
just
I
reach out to me after this and we can discuss that.
All right, thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Okay. So Alan, had you received the email with the brochure and the invoice?
Yeah.
You received that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the details of the fees are there on the invoice.
Okay.
Fiona, you have something to say? Or Mary? Ernest, you did not introduce yourself. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Okay. So as you have heard, my name is Ernest. I'll be part of the training team in this cohort 11. For me, I did computer science in
Ernest, your sound is buffering, so we lost you. Okay, so maybe we'll have a proper introduction from Ernest on Saturday. Don't want to take much of your time, so unless there's anything from my colleagues, I would like to wish you happy learning. We look forward to hosting you for the next 12 weeks. And please keep us engaged, keep us on our toes. Make sure you've gotten the best out of us in these 12 weeks. So do have a restful evening, and let's keep in touch. Kwaherini.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care and good night.
Thank you.